beat goes on here at the 2026 Future Games, where these baseball journeys, these dreams are that much closer to reality as these guys are coming from across the country, the top uncommitted players in the nation and Canada, which is apropos that we say Canada, as we will have coverage of the team from the Great White North coming down here to play Maryland in our game of the day today. I'm Cory McCartney, and this so far has been an exciting start to the Future Games. We've already seen an event record for velo on the mound set by Texas's Cullen Scott, 97.8 mile an hour. So who knows what's to come on the second day of game action here from the 2026 Future Games. Again, we're going to have Canada versus Maryland for you. This is set for a 10 a.m. start time on this one. Has some guests along the way. So if you joined us last night, we had Ohio versus Michigan. That one went into the wee hours, a couple rain delays. So we're hoping there is some weather in the forecast here in Metro Atlanta today, but we're hoping we can avoid any issues here with the wet stuff falling down. But again, an exciting matchup we've got for you, Canada versus Maryland. And in action in this one is the number one player in Canada, Mikey Batiste from Ontario. Had so much fun sitting down with Mikey, talking about being back for his second straight Future Games and the impact that his dad, a former Toronto Raptors assistant coach, Mike Batiste, now going back to Greece to be an assistant coach there, where he's also, by the way, a Greek Hall of Fame basketball player. The impact that his dad has had on him being a professional. Here's my conversation with Mikey Batiste. We are in studio. Mikey Batiste, Ontario's number one player, 14th player in the outfielder in the nation. That's our nation, by the way.
Yeah,
53rd overall. Mikey, I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Back for your second Future Games.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about what's different this time around, knowing that those coaches are looking at you a little bit differently than they did a year ago.
One, I'm way more comfortable. I've done this before. I've lived it before. And it's all about knowing that, I've done it before, and having the confidence to go out there and, swing away. It's knowing that I've done it before. And that's really it. That's that's the best I can put it. I've done it before, and just to do calm and know that I did my job last year against older competition, and know that I should come in and play against. Now I'm playing against my age. So that's really it.
When I talk to scouting directors who bring that younger guy up, they almost kind of seem as like the foundational piece for the next year, because they can be the guy that can talk to others and be like, hey, this is what the Future Games is like. How did you kind of approach it from that end of almost being like that cornerstone piece for Team Canada?
Right. I've already been most of the players have already asked me how to go last year and what to expect, and what to expect. And I told them it's not Canada is great, yeah, but there's a lot of there's some kids down here that I've never seen before. Now, Canada competition, it's made me a whole better player. And I came down here last year and it opened my eyes, because I was playing pitching you. And then coming here 16 years, and it was a big change, and I had to adjust. And that's why I tell people, my teammates here, that you're gonna have to adjust a little bit. It's gonna come on you. It's gonna be pretty quick.
I love that you kind of took us there with the Canadian baseball side, because there were 13 Canadian players taken in this last MLB draft. Carter Beckett, number 26. Mm-hmm. Elliot Lascelles goes 60th by the Padres. 5 Canadians were at the MLB draft combine. Right. Are we giving enough credit here in the United States to Canadian baseball in your eyes?
No. They're no, you guys, it's Canadian baseball players are legit. It's just the weather, and it's just hard to, get them in enough baseball. Canadian players are really legit, and I've played against some amazing players and players I was wow, he's really good, and he could 100% play with the best players in the nation. It's just hard to, get some players down here and play enough baseball.
Yeah, and a lot of guys end up having to do the gap year, do the grad year and all that. It's you guys are looking for exposure. And obviously you're here, you're getting that exposure. Number one player in Ontario, again, 53rd ranked player in the nation. It's coming for you. What do you tell those other guys up there that are maybe when's my shot coming, or how do I get on the radar?
Basically what I tell them is just don't even worry about it. It's going to come. You can't force it. It's it's nothing you can do to force a ranking or the exposure. If you play your game, it's gonna come. And that's what I've told most people, as people told me, and I played my game. like my thing is I hit balls far. That's my thing. I try to hit balls far. I do that. That's my job.
You're like that. Remember the Big Allen? I hit dingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mikey Bats. They play.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the nickname, right?
Yeah, Big Mike, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. EV's up to 104.3, bat speed of a ridiculous 85.8, outfield 96 velo. The metrics are absurd. When you look at a showcase environment, what are you looking to do?
I'm looking to show them everything I have. I try to, one starts with a warm up. Like I don't change anything I do from a game. I warm up the same way and I play the same way, basically.
Just keep it simple.
Yeah, just keep it simple. Like don't overthink it. Don't try and get too much in your head. And yeah, there's a bunch of scouts out there, but if it's just, I'll say confidence comes from deliberate practice and past experience. That's what I've been told, like from most of my coaches. And I have the past experience with coming here last year, and then I practice hard. So that's where I get all my confidence from. Tell
me about your path to baseball. Obviously, your dad, Mike, was a Raptors assistant coach, now on his way to Panathinaikos, where he's a Greek Hall of Famer, which is unbelievable. Obviously, basketball, there was probably some pull there. How did you find your way into the game of baseball?
So my older cousin, he played baseball before me. And I had no interest in playing baseball at first. And I remember I went to go visit him and he had these really nice jerseys. And the one thing that stuck out to me was his socks. And I've told the story a bunch of times. His socks were they're awesome to me. I was astonished. And he told me I had to play baseball to get these socks. Mind you, I didn't even live in California at the time, which is where he lives. And I started playing. And it's just been ever since. And the funny part is I have no idea what the socks look like. And he has no idea what the socks look like either. So I can put all my credit to that.
Yeah, destiny.
Yeah.
So tell me though about your dad, what he's taught you about being a professional. Obviously different sports, but what has he taught you about kind of shouldering that load of being a professional?
Definitely like the professional side of everything. Like how the professionals work, how they talk, how they treat other people. Definitely the big thing he's told me is being a good person. The number one thing he's told me is if I were to stop playing baseball today, would I be known as a good person, a good teammate, or a bad person, So that's the number one thing, the number one thing I've took from him, and that's why I try to be as happy as person,
I thought being a coach, he would tell you be coachable. That would be number one.
But that's definitely, he's told me so many things, but I'm not there. There's just so many things I can tell him. We'd be here for an hour. But that's the main thing is being a good person, being coachable. Yeah.
Tell me the Ontario take on Drake.
He is, he's one of the number one people out there. He's my favorite artist as well, and he wasn't my favorite artist before moving to Canada. That's all I can say. Is basically that's how it is. That's how influential he is out there.
What do you miss about the Great White North when you're down here playing ball?
Oh, the weather. The weather in Canada is it's depressing almost. It's like you'll wake up one day, it's nice. I remember in the spring is when it's really annoying because you'll wake up one day, it'll be 70 degrees, it was 20 degrees or something like that in Celsius. You wake up the next morning, it's snowing. It's just how it is. And it's rough because I gotta change, it's you gotta get used to your clothes and everything. Now you gotta switch to a big old puffer jacket. So it's, and then obviously the snow when hard, you can't play any high school baseball. Yeah. So that's the one thing is the weather. It's rough.
All right. One thing I know is Mikey can handle himself. We're going to play a little random questions here with Mikey Batiste. Number 25, what's the worst baseball smell?
Bags. Some sweaty bags that, especially, I don't mean to diss on my sister. My sister plays hockey and baseball.
Hockey's the worst.
Hockey bag. It's bad. Yeah. I could be sitting in the front seat. I can smell it from the back seat.
Yep. Yeah, a hockey locker room is a very specific smell that if you have to experience it to ever be able to understand how how just musty.
Yeah,
it can get.
it's bad. Yeah. She started playing last year, and it was like, oh my God, it was insane.
Well, you should tell your parents you're welcome that you didn't play hockey.
Oh yeah, because I sweat a lot. Definitely.
All right, number 67. What's the first thing you look at after a tournament ends?
I would say like stats.
Yeah.
I would say my average.
Okay.
I would say average, definitely average, and my quality ABs, definitely. That's like the number one thing. So I try to draw a lot of walks, and quality ABs kind of correlates with that.
What about a showcase? Is it hard hit rate? Or what do you,
EV. Yeah. EV, that's definitely the number one thing I look at.
Max EV or average EV?
I would say more max. Average EV will be there, but that's the 1-2 things I look at is average and max.
All right, last one, number 81. What's one baseball opinion that would get you roasted in the comments?
I would say pit vipers are extremely ugly. I don't like pit vipers. They don't look, I guess like a lot of young kids use them, but pit vipers are not quality. They're not professional at all.
Oh, I'm going to pander and give you one too, that Jose Bautista has the greatest bat flip.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I watched that clip. Like they show that clip a lot out there. So
they do.
I see it at least 3 times a month.
So I was covering the Braves when he kind of had like his last little run there when we got to be around him. That dude is, that's a different breed of animal right there.
Oh my God. I wish I was there to see that, like that bat flip. When was that? I don't know. I was living somewhere, but it's definitely a big staple out there in Ontario and Canada as a whole.
Yeah, that's an iconic moment.
Oh, 100%.
We're talking about foundation. That's a foundational moment for Toronto baseball. Mikey, man, that was great stuff.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck at Future Games, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
We're going to take a break here in studio. We'll be back. You are watching the Future Games Workout Day. We are inching that much closer to first pitch between Team Canada and Team Maryland. Let's go ahead and look at the starting lineups for both of these squads. And this being the feature games, the teams will set their lineups and oftentimes just jump back into the proceedings where they left off the night before. Team Canada going to be led off by Eric Romero. Then it's Garrett Vanderwall, Nathan Zaretsky, Riley Wilbeck, then the aforementioned Mikey Batiste, Wyatt Schmidt, William Zyblock, Jake Carriere, Brooks Frosty, Jake Anderson, Ethan Renault, Hunter Bartha, Cash Wiley, Austin Burton, and Jake Lamb will start off on the mound for Team Canada. Meanwhile, Team Maryland leading off for McGuire Moore. Then it's Chase Nemec, Nick Green, Mason Glover, Jason Marl Jr., J.A. Stevens, Jesse Orford, Marcus Blackman, Cooper DeWall, Jack O'Sullivan, Joe Rourke, Caleb Lambert, Maddox Butts, Luke Luzander, Micah Nelson, and they'll have Charlie DeLobe on the mound to start off the game for them. Again, moments away. We're going to take you now to our dual shot and getting underway here with our first warm-up pitches. Moments away from first pitch, Canada versus Maryland, our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. And here we go. Going to see our first pitch from Charlie DeLobe. He's got Eric Romero from Team Canada starting things off here. Romero from St. Aloysius Gonzaga, lefty, 6'2", 210-pounder, first-ranked first baseman in Ontario. He's 16th overall. 94.9 EVs, 77.3 bat speed. DeLobe on the mound from Severina Park, Maryland. Second-ranked righty in Maryland, 9th overall in the class. Got a fastball around 91, so that last pitch at 89.8. Also got a curveball 75 to 78, a changeup 80 to 81, and a slider 78 to 79. EV's 93.3, by the way, when he gets to the plate with a bat speed of 68.5 and an 89 infield arm. So this guy tooled up. He's got a full count here against Romero. Ashton Taylor will follow up DeLobe on the mound, and it's Shane Harding and Philip Giuliani. Of course, if you're first time watching the feature games, we will play all 8 innings, so we got to make sure all these pitchers get an opportunity to get their time in. Payoff pitch to Romero. Draws a walk. Now, if you tuned in last night during the Ohio-Maryland game, it can be at the batter's discretion whether or not he accepts the walk and makes his way down or gets a reset count and continues his AB. But as you can see, Romero making his way down to first. That gives us Garrett Vanderwall. Vanderwall, man, first pitch, he jacks that. It's on its way into left field, got him all the way to the track. Romero's going to have to make his way back. Just missed a trip into the trees, but Vanderwall's going to be out number 1. Nathan Zaretsky's turn now with 1 down. Still got Romero at first. He sends the first one right down the third baseline. Nice job. Unbelievable defensive play at third, man. Cue up that Sports Center music. That was an absolute web gem. Unbelievable play. It'll be Riley Wolbeck's turn now. 2 down. Canada 7-4 winners yesterday over Team Pennsylvania. Maryland, by the way, lost to Virginia 9-7 in Thursday's action. Those two squads, Canada got to play at 9 a.m. yesterday, and and Maryland played at noon. So these guys didn't have to deal with all the rain that we had rushed through the area late last night. Those 8:30 games had us here awfully late, had 2 rain delays in the midst of that. But all the while, I had Kyle Weldon from Ohio on the line with me. New dad was on the phone with me for over, well, it's 3 hours for that game. Bouncer Romero's going to kick back to second. Got a 1-1 here to Wolbeck. Riley Wolbeck from Foots Hill Composite High School in Alberta. Nice 1-1 count. EVs of 102. 6'4", 215-pounder. Anybody watching from Canada, I apologize, I'm not doing this in the metric system. To be honest, most of us here in this country probably can't do those conversions anyway. Miss high now, 2-2. Dribbles that one foul. DeWitt now thrown 12 pitches. I'll make that 13. Got a 2-2 count here against Wolbeck. 2 down, runner at second, and Romero drew the leadoff walk. That one's in play, gets away from the shortstop. Romero going to round third. He is on his way home, and Canada jumps out to a 1-0 lead, 98.0 off the bat of Wolbeck, and he's got himself an RBI single. And got Canada on the board here in the top of the first and turns things over to Mikey Batiste. As you heard him in our pregame interview, he hits the ball hard. That's his thing. He drilled some home runs during workout day on Wednesday, and he is a bat that can put a serious charge into one here and extend this lead for Canada. The EV on workout day for Batiste, 106.5, a 96.7 average EV, a max distance of 418 feet. And that is all in a 6'4", 247-pound frame. Luckily for me, our chairs are adjustable when I had Mikey in here. A 2-1 count here to the #1 player in Canada. Oh man, Batiste misses that one. It's one of those situations where it's like you're watching the home run derby during the All-Star game, and every connect you kind of hold your breath because he's got that kind of juice in that bat. Batiste right up the middle, shortstop, another diving catch. And the left side of this Maryland infield has been up to the task. An incredible stop at third to throw out the runner, and then we went Superman dive there to rob Batiste of a hit. Canada's up 1-0. When we come back, you're watching the 26 feature games.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports.
Everett, Neela!
but you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
Welcome back. It's turning for our player spotlight, and we turn that spotlight on Cooper DeWall from Maryland. This is brought to you by Geo Services. Oakdale High School product, second-ranked player in Maryland. He's 140 in the nation, 39th ranked shortstop in the country, 6'9", 660, EVs of 102.2 with an 80.6 bat speed and an infield velo of 87 mile an hour. Also gets on the mound and runs it up to 84 miles an hour. And we're going to see Cooper DeWall here in action as this game rolls along. Cooper slated to bat 9th for Team Maryland, trailing 1-0 as they have McGuire Moore leading off, followed by Chase Nemec and Nick Green. Jake Lamb, starter on the mound here for Canada. Some unbelievable defensive work by Maryland to get out of that first inning. Lamb working from the stretch. Moore fouls that off. McGuire Moore from St. Mary's Riken, 14th ranked player in the state, second ranked catcher in Maryland. He's a 99.2, runs a 6.95. I was talking about this with Kyle Weldon last night. The amount of catchers these days that have those sub-7 60 times, it's just, you can barely keep track of them anymore. Lamb on the 2-1. This is arm side there. Count now 3-1. He gets a hold of that. It's on its way into right field, and that is going to be up against the wall. So a warning track shot from McGuire Moore is out number 1. Certainly put a charge into that one, but a loud first out for Maryland turns it over to Chase Nemec from Mount St. Joseph, number 16 in the state. Chase going through all the motions here as he steps in. He's got the whole thing. He's got the jump. He's got the stare at the bat. He's got the bat twirl. Well, it's a strike now, 0-2. Ooh, tried to get him there. Count now 1-2. Nice attempt at a frame job behind the plate. Nemec on the 1-2 drives that into right field, and that will be a 1-out single here for Maryland. So some traffic on the base pass. So we'll now get a look at Nick Green. Nick from Georgetown Prep, number 12 in the state. He's of 101 bat speed, right around 80 miles an hour. Going to answer this 1-0 lead taken by Canada. Another miss. Now 2-0 here. This matchup against Green. Oh, drops in the curveball for strike one. Now 2-1. Mason Glover in the on-deck circle for Maryland. Got Nemec standing at first. Dribbler scoops it. Can he make the play? Swipes back, and he did not get him, so the runner will be at first. Tried to make the athletic play at first, but in and out of his glove, so they'll have runners at first and second now for Glover. Glover from Sussex Academy in Delaware. So this Maryland team made up of both players from Maryland and Delaware. The Delaware players are ranked within the state of Maryland. Mason's 6'1", 200 pounds. Canada's #1 catcher. He's 13th in the nation at the position. He's here in 2024 for the Junior Feature Games. Another catcher that can run, got a 6'7", 460. He's got an opportunity here. Runners at first and second. Glover, hard grounder, shortstop cuts it, goes to second for one. Can they get two? Glover is too fast. They'll have a runner at third, so there's that 6'7", 460 speed showing it off to rob Canada of the double play. And in steps the #1 player in Maryland, Jason Marl Jr. from Archbishop Spalding, 6'1", 195 pounds, EBs of 104, bat speed of 76, he runs a 6'7", one of the 92 outfield velo. These guys should just all be sponsored by Home Depot. Tools for days. Lamb slips in strike one here in this matchup against Marl. Runner at third now. Wells first. Got the runner at second, but could not complete that double play. Glover just too quick. Glover taken off. Catcher thinks better of it. Marl gathering his thoughts here. All right, 0-1 count. 0-2, sorry, make that 0-2. All right, here we go. Marl back to work. Again, waiting on the 0-2 here from Lamb. Runner at third, 2 outs. Fouls that off. AB will continue. We've now seen 18 pitches in this inning from Lamb. Lamb will pitch innings 1 and 2, and then it'll be Harding for 3 and 4. Ladresi for 5 and 6, and Smith innings 7 and 8 for Team Canada. Marl certainly taking his time between pitches here. Another attempt at the 0-2. This is low and inside. Count now 1-2. Like Marl's almost like a human rain delay. We don't even need the actual wet stuff. This guy's got it under control. Yeah, but you got to have your pre-pitch routine. I'm down with that. I'm down with routine and discipline. He's going to step out now. Oh, ball in the field. And there's an actual delay as we have ball dropping on from one of the other games. Par for the course here at LakePoint. Marl pops it up, first base on the run, makes the play, inning over. Canada strands one. Maryland, strands one. Canada is up 1-0 when we come back from the feature games.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
We got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
We've got Wyatt Schmidt, William Zyblock, and Jake Carriere due up for Team Canada in the second inning. They lead 1-0 over Maryland. First pitch to Schmidt is driven down the right side, and that's the exact same way that we saw the inning end for Maryland at the plate. And that's how it starts off for Canada here, as Schmidt is out number one, turns it over to William Zyblock. Zyblock from IMG Academy. So he went north while everybody else went south to come here and play in Emerson, Georgia. Number 18 in the class in Ontario. Catcher with pop times down to 1.86 and an 80 velo behind the plate. Fouls it off, count now 1-1. Gets a piece of that, count now 1-2. We again had Ohio and Michigan last night, a 9-9 tie for those natural rivals. Tomorrow it'll be Indiana and Missouri. That one's slated for 11:30 a.m. So make sure you come back for that. Sunday we'll have coverage of the Junior Feature Games Championship. Side block right back up the middle, cut off by the second baseman, sliding stop, and that is out number 2. So with 2 down, it's Jake Carriere, Yale Secondary School. Carriere, one of the players that Josh Arce and I featured in our Road to the Feature Game videos. 68th ranked outfielder in British Columbia. Fouls that one off. Outfielder and first baseman. He's got a 1-1 count here against the Lobe. Make that now 2-1. Carriere can get aboard. It'll be Brooks Froese. So he's in fact aboard, and now get a look at Alberta's Brooks Froese. He's a 91.4 shortstop and second baseman. Puts the first pitch in play, and that dribbles into left field, going all the way to the wall, showing off some speed. So now, oh, he's into second. Did he get there in time? He makes the path into the bag ahead of the throw, and so Brooks is now standing at second, got himself a double. Canada's got him at second and third. And steps Jake Anderson now with 2 down. So Carriere at third. Froese at second. Anderson from Royal St. George College, Ontario. Tenth ranked player in Ontario. He's here for the 24 Junior Feature Games. Runner takes off. Carriere beats it in ahead of the pass ball. So now 2-0. Canada leads. Anderson's job just got a little bit easier. Now got a 2-0 count here against the Lobes on 32 pitches. Anderson gives this one a ride. First base can't cut it off. It's going to be into the corner. Jake Anderson is going to make it to second. Is he going to hold there? Anderson's taken off for third. The throw is going to be late. Jake Anderson, RBI triple, has extended this Canada lead, and these boys from up north are coming out swinging. They've extended their advantage over Maryland. Hard hit ball there from Ontario's 10th ranked player, and a big moment for Jake Anderson on the big stage here at the Future Games. Now it's Ethan Renault's turn. Ethan from Okotoks Dogs Academy in Alberta. Okotoks Dogs ended up winning the Morneau Cup. Got an opportunity to be on the draft show for the Morneau Cup. I know the Okotoks program was awfully excited to host that event. Even more so to get out of there with the inaugural Morneau Cup victory as Canadian national champions. And Renault back here at LakePoint, a 24 junior feature gamer. EV's a 102.9, 6'3", 188 pounds. Bats left, throws right. Opportunity here to extend this lead for Canada. Sure. Chomping at the bit there after watching Anderson deliver an RBI triple down the first base side. They have now 3 hits in this game. Renault to first baseman, race to the bag. Ooh, I think he thought he beat that out, but that's going to be an inning-ending play at first. Canada, though, leads 3-0 when we come back. Jake Anderson with the big strike, RBI triple. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
Welcome back. We have J.A. Stevens leading off for Team Maryland, to be followed by Jesse Orford and Marcus Blackman. Second inning of work for Jake Lamb, and he's been gifted a 3-0 lead. Lamb 6'4", 220-pound lefty with a fastball up around 90. That'll certainly play. Oh, goes with the off speed there. Seeing Lamb settle in a little bit here in his second inning. Of course, that first inning for any pitcher taking the stage here at the Future Games can be a lot, as you see when we cut to our other camera. The amount of coaches back there can be a little mind-numbing. 450 plus a year ago at this event. Jay Stevens at the plate. That's Jerome Alejandro Stevens, but I'm sure only his mama calls him Jerome Alejandro. McDonough School in Maryland. 4th-ranked player in the state. It's a 6'6'7" with a 105 EV and a 90 outfield velo. I think the future games, more so than any other event, the metrics are just, it almost becomes laughable at some point. A lot of times during the travel season, the high school season, we'll have a few guys who maybe had these numbers that pop like this, but it is literally up and down every one of these rosters. Stevens draws the leadoff walk. None of these guys are going to take the reset count in the ghost runner, which was kind of par for the course in that Ohio-Michigan game. Maybe I should have asked the scouting director, like, do they decide on that before the game starts, whether or not they're going to reset the count? I have seen guys get hit by a pitch and decide that they'll just reset the count. This is Jesse Orford, Bethesda Chevy Chase High School. School mascot is, of course, Clark Griswold. Miss. Gets the strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Jesse, 22nd ranked player in Maryland. Their tooled up catcher with pop times of a 196. And of course, as so many of the scouting directors have talked about, you really need a core of catchers for this event. They're asked to do so much across these 3 days. And if you can pair up a guy with an arm that he's worked with at the high school or travel season, that is so much more of a benefit for both sides of the battery. Or for now, 1-1. Runner takes off from the hit and run, goes across the bag, and man, we knew. I tell you, this is going to happen all day long after the amount of rain that we have had here in Metro Atlanta. Guys are going to turn this into a slip and slide, so you got to be careful. You either got to slide early or make sure you can get some finger dexterity there to hold on to the bag when you go across it, because that is going to happen time and time again across the day here. Saw it play out last night during our game action when it was actually raining. So they get Stevens at second, trying to swipe the bag. Now a 2-2 count here to Orford. Just misses low. Count will now be full. Marcus Blackman from Southern Maryland Christian in the on-deck circle. Orford trying to give him something to work with here. Got a full count. Orford puts it in play. Shortstop has the roller. Athletic throw, and those guys love those slow rollers. As I was talking to Jake Welch from Utah yesterday here in studio, those slow rollers are the chance to throw off the athleticism, and we see that it's short there. That's out number 2. The left side of that Maryland defense has been nails thus far. Blackman, 6th ranked player in Maryland, steps in. Oh man, he rips the first pitch, and that's on its way to left field. That is going to be in the corner. That is going to be extra bases. Marcus Blackman going to hold at second. Well struck ball for a 2-out double. Now Maryland's got one in scoring position, trying to answer this 3-0 Canadian lead. And in steps Cooper DeWall. Cooper was the subject of our Geosurfaces Player Spotlight. Maryland, second-ranked player trying to build on that double. Oh, he gets hit by a pitch on the first pitch of the AB, and let's hope for Cooper's sake he's okay, and would clearly understand if he wants to step back in there and get another crack at this thing with these lineups being so deep and Maryland hitting 15 players today. You're lucky if you get 2 trips to the plate in these feature game matchups. All right, well, Cooper's going to make his way down to first, so I hope he's okay after getting hit by the pitch. You know, Jake Lamb certainly not wanting to put that kind of a note on anybody's future game. This is Jack O'Sullivan. From the Gilman School. He's 6'2", 205 pounds. Outfielder and right-handed pitcher. Watch a strike one from Lamb. Nice recovery from him. Runners at first and second here for Maryland. They stranded one in the first. Sullivan slips that back to the backstop. Lamb's now got him 0-2. Misses arm side. Still looking for our first strikeout of this game. Lamb an opportunity here, 1-2 count. Count will now be full. Lamb trying to get out of this thing. His team up 3-0. Sullivan swing and a miss, goes down on strikes. My man Little Matt got our first punch out, and we are through 2 innings. Canada leading 3-0 when we come back.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
We got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports. Well, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
Welcome back. Canada leading 3-0 over Maryland in our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. Ashton Taylor is a new pitcher in for Maryland. Ashton from Archbishop Spalding, 6'2", 165-pound lefty with a fastball to 85. Curveball 71 to 73, a changeup 76 to 78, and a slider 74 to 76. He's the 10th ranked player in Maryland, and he's now facing off against Hunter Bartha with Cash Wiley and Austin Burton to follow. So number 12, 13, and 14. So we're almost through this Canada lineup here in the third. Let's strike one here to Bartha. Bartha from West Niagara Secondary School in Ontario, number 3 ranked player in Ontario at 6'1", 180 pounds. Taylor loading up on the right side of the rubber. Makes a swing and a miss from Bartha, make it 2-2. Certainly sets itself up as an uncomfortable AB for a right-hander with the lefty loaded that far up on the right side. We get a shot at it there and goes down on strikes. Taylor swing and miss stuff, and he is fired up. Gotta love that response. We'll say it a million times, but you wonder how a pitcher is going to handle those first couple pitches with those coaches and cameras and stopwatches and radar guns and all that nonsense that we see behind home plate. So far, so good for Taylor. As he gets a strikeout. Last two batters we've seen in this game, we had no strikeouts. Now the last two guys, one on the Canada pitching side and one on the Maryland pitching side, both getting strikeouts. Lamb and now Taylor's turn, and he's now got a 1-0 count here against Wiley. Cash Wiley from Blessed Trinity. That is not the Blessed Trinity from here in Georgia. That is the Ontario version of Blessed Trinity, a 6', 200-pounder. 5th-ranked catcher in Ontario. 28 overall. It's got a 1-1 count now. Miss high now 3-1. Looking at the radar, there is some more rain expected here in the Emerson area, but it looks like it's not going to be till later in the day. So I think we have avoided any issues. Should be smooth sailing through the remainder of our broadcast and hopefully through the remainder of today's games here in the Future Games. We still have 1 day of action remaining in the Future Games tomorrow. That's another full slate of games. So Wiley with a 1-out walk, so a strikeout via Taylor and now a walk. So we'll have a runner at second. Last batter in the order, Austin Burton now. Burton from Resurrection Catholic High School in Ontario. Number 15th ranked player in that province. Taylor works in strike one. Burton rips the 1-0. That is into right field. That is a hit, and that is the 4th hit of this game for Canada as Burton makes his way down to first. That was 92.6 off his bat, and we're now flipping it back to the top of the order and Eric Romero. Canada has out-hit Maryland thus far 4-3 and leading them 3-zip on the scoreboard. Merrill fouling it off. Count is 0-1. Taylor taking his time, like he's frozen in time. May have had an issue here with the signals. Again, you always got to take into account these guys aren't necessarily used to working with each other in this environment. Jesse Orford behind the plate, and he's at Bethesda Chevy Chase High School. And then Taylor Archbishop Spalding, so not necessarily guys who are accustomed to one another. We'll see if they're on the same page now. A little bit of a smile from Orford as he reclaims his spot behind the plate. Fouls it off. Count now 0-2. Mara from St. Aloysius, Gonzaga. He sends the 0-2 to second and cannot make a play. Nearly had an opportunity to get the double play going. Lost his handle on it, so Canada's now going to have the bases loaded. It was tailor-made ground ball, but obviously these fields still a little bit damp, as we saw the base runner sliding across the bag as Stevens was thrown out during Maryland's last trip to the plate. So moisture still a little bit of an issue here on these fields. Garrett Vanderwall, Vauxhall Academy, the Jets. He's got a real opportunity here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Taylor with a miss, now 1-0. Vanderwall, 6'4", 200 pounds, a 24 junior feature gamer. Yeah, starting to see the sun make its impact here on everybody back there. See some hoods up. The sun is certainly a welcome sight after the last 12 hours or so here in Emerson. Vanderwall awaits the 1-1 here from Taylor. Again, get a little bit more of a miscommunication here on the battery trying to get these singles in. Taylor on the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Some really, really good secondary stuff from Taylor. And with that arm angle, that can really be an uncomfortable look for a righty. Swing and miss, make it 2 strikeouts in this inning for Taylor. Secondary stuff has been so good from the third-ranked left-handed pitcher in Maryland. So he and Orf are going to get on the same page here in terms of how he wants to play this thing. So I'm shaking Orford off a couple times. So just making sure they got everything right. Base is still loaded now with 2 outs, and Nathan Zaretsky from King's Secondary in Ontario going to try to change that and extend this 3-0 lead for Canada. Starts him off with strike 1. These two may well be on the same page now. They've combined to get 2 strikeouts of Canada here in this inning. Zaretsky with that slow, low wind-up. He's got a dribbler in second base. Get it to first in time. He does. Bases are left loaded by Canada. They still lead 3-0, but Maryland getting out of trouble there. We'll be back. You're watching the 26 Future Games.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney with you, bringing you our coverage of our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. Austin Burton on the mound here for Canada. Resurrection Catholic High School. He's got Joe Ruark, Caleb Lambert, and Maddox Butts due up here for Maryland. Ruark from Cape Henlopen High School in Delaware. Third-ranked shortstop in Maryland, and Ruark drives that on its way into the left center gap, and he's got himself a leadoff single. Now 4 hits for Maryland, answering the 4 from Canada. So trying to change that 0 on the scoreboard, excuse me. So Ruark turns it over to Caleb Lambert. Lambert from Archbishop Spalding, 11th ranked player in Maryland. 106 EVs at the plate with an 82-2 bat speed. Runner taken off. Let's see if he holds the bag, if he learned his lesson. He went a little wide, able to hold on, so he's going to be safe. Watch and learn. Joe Ruark did that, and he's now holding his spot at second, and Maryland's got that runner in scoring position with nobody out. Miss low, now a 2-0 count here. Lambert gives the 2-0 a ride. Second base has it. Throws in time for the out. Runner did advance to third, so he moved him 90 feet. So Maryland that much closer to their first run with now one out here in the inning. Gives us Maddox Butts. Butts, another Archbishop Spalding product, 5'9", 165-pounder. Bats left, throws right. All right, so there are actually two number 13s listed on Canada's roster. There is the aforementioned Austin Burton. This is Evan Harding, so all apologies there. But two number 13s listed. Shortstop cuts that one off. Nope, it's on its way into center field. A run-scoring hit there from Butts has Maryland on the board. But Evan Harding on the mound now from St. Thomas of Villanova in Ontario, 6'1", 200-pounder. Fifth-ranked righty in Ontario, number 12 overall. He also was a 24 junior future gamer. The fastball goes around 86. Also got a curveball change and slider. He's got Luke Luzander from Archmere Academy in Delaware at the plate now. Fourth-ranked third baseman in Maryland, 34th overall. He's got EVs up to 101 with a 6.89 60. Nice attempt there at the secondary from Harding, but misses. Counts 1-1. Big swing and a miss, now 1-2. We said the fastball is up to 86.8. He was 86 in that last offering. The 1-2, Luzander scoots it to short. They get one out at second. Cannot turn the double play, but now another out recorded by Canada, and they take out the lead runner. So Luzander's going to be at first. 2 outs now. Last batter in the order for Maryland, Micah Nelson. Nelson from St. Mark's High in Delaware. 5th-ranked player in Maryland. 318 in the country. This Maryland team has 8 players on it with national rankings. And Nelson among them. Left-handed pitcher and outfielder. He's looking at a 1-1 count here against Harding. Gives this one a ride, sprays it down the left side, and that's going to go into the corner, and that's going to be, that's going to be trouble. Well, trouble for Nelson. Looked like it might have been extra bases. That one was caught out of the purview of our camera. So inning is over. Maryland strands one. They get one, though. It's a 3-1 ball game when we come back.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports. But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney with you, and we are watching Canada lead 3-1 over Maryland in our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. Second day of our Game of the Day series. Had Ohio and Michigan played a 9-9 tie last night. Tomorrow we'll be back Indiana and Missouri. Another look at Ashton Taylor on the mound, and he was pretty impressive in his first inning. Taylor, 2 strikeouts, allowed 1 hit, walked 1. But once he and Warford behind the plate got on the same page, a strong combo here for the boys from Crab Cake Country. Riley Wolbeck, 1 for 1. One of 4 hits thus far for Canada. They have 3 runs and 4 hits. Wolbeck drove in a run in his first trip to the plate. He and Anderson with a couple RBIs here for this Canada lineup, and the run scored off of a pass ball. Count now full here to Wolbeck. Next pitch will be number 27 for Taylor. He already got 2 strikeouts. He's been wielding a pretty nasty changeup. Fouls it off to stay alive. Taylor on the 3-2. Got Mikey Batiste to follow. Canada would love a base runner for their big bat. Wolbeck puts it in play, and he'll be out number 1 as he grounds out. So base is cleared now for Batiste. There's Willie from Black Cobra Media doing his thing. He's documenting every bit of these Game of the Days. And some extra footage of the Canada big man, Big Mike, as he said they call him. I like Mikey Bats better, I think, than Big Mike. Batiste now got a 2-0 count off that miss from Taylor. Miss low and outside now, 3-0. I will say Mikey Batista is not here to draw walks at the feature game, so we'll see what he's got on the 3-0. Now he is in fact going to draw a walk on 4 pitches. So a 1-out walk will give Canada a base runner and turn it over to Wyatt Schmidt. So maybe pitched around Batista a little bit. Now we'll have a man aboard for Schmidt. St. Joseph High School in Alberta. Batiste is going to be watching, wishing he had had that pitch, because that is going for a ride. Man, that was an absolute missile. 105.5 off the bat of Schmidt. Man, an absolute rocket. Hardest hit ball that I have seen in these feature games. Wow, just an absolute missile off the bat of Wyatt Schmidt. He earned that double, 105.5. Have to go out there and see if he put a hole in our outfield wall. 5'9", 144-pounder. Well, that was Mikey Batiste. That was Wyatt Schmidt. We gave him another pitch. So that was, I feel, now I feel bad that yeah, there's my big man. So Batiste coming through with the big blow, just missing, going yard. This is what I get for watching the scoreboard. Schmidt fouls that one off. Counts now 1-1. So Batiste hard hit ball, but still a little off from what we saw to him for batting practice at the 106.5. But as Kyle Weldon was saying, there's a big difference between in-game EV and BP EV when you know what's coming. That's a strike, makes it 1-2. Batiste dancing around at second, got a 1-2 count. Dribbler right back to Taylor, looks off Batiste at second, throws to first, pulls him off, makes the back swipe tag, and they do get Schmidt at first. So Schmidt is out number 2. William Zyblock stepping in now. Batiste second, 2 down. Taylor misses arm side in the first pitch to Zyblock. He's 0 for 1. Now 5 hits in this game for Canada. Leading 3-1 on the scoreboard. And there's the ball from another game making an appearance. It's almost like Zyblock knew it was coming. Stepped out right before the ball landed on the infield. The count now 1-1 after that foul there from Zyblock. Gets away from him. Batiste thinks better of it halfway down to third and returns back to second. Showing off the lateral movement, that's what that was. It's like we're running shuttle drills now for Mikey Batiste. Taylor's got 2 strikeouts. He's got a 2-1 count. Strike in the outside corner. Not sure what he... Something surprised Taylor, but he's regained his composure. So Ashton Taylor now got a 2-2 count here against Zyblock. Batiste to second, 2 outs in the inning. Canada lead 3-1. Batiste goes 105.5 for that double. Zyblock 91.4, hard hit ball. Second base can't get a play off that as it skips off the shortstop's glove. So now I have them at the corners. So you got Zyblock at first, Batiste at third. Jake Carrier with an opportunity here. Canada led 3-0. Maryland getting 1 back in the bottom of the third. Carrier walked in his first trip to the plate. He's got an opportunity here. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Unfortunately, he's going to have another trip down to first that he would rather not have had here at the feature games as he gets hit by a pitch. Josh Arce going over to check in on Carrier. And as is the player's option here at the feature games, Carrier is going to continue this AB, so a runner will return to first. So reset the count here. Again, still runners at the corners. Fouls that one off. There are certainly some oddities when you watch the feature games that can make this an interesting exercise for all of us trying to narrate the proceedings for you, including that Batiste AB where he technically walked, and then I'm looking down at the scoreboard readout that had William Zyblock, or excuse me, had Wyatt Schmidt up. And then we see Batiste back in there and he goes 105.5 for a double. So now we have Carrier still up after having been hit by a pitch. He fouls that one off, makes it 1-2. Ooh, nearly hit him again. Count will now be even. Comes Taylor on the 2-2. Swing and a miss to make it 3 strikeouts for Taylor. Mikey Batiste with a 105.5 double off the wall, but Canada can't cash in. They still lead 3-1 when we come back from the feature games.
athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports. Well, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
We are back to the top of the order here for Team Maryland. McGuire, Moore, Chase Nemec, and Nick Green due up. Evan Harding returns on the mound for his second inning of work for Canada. Bottom of the fourth inning. 6 hits apiece for these two squads. Moore's 0 for 1. He drives the first pitch from Harding. Shortstop has it. What an athletic throw, but it pulls the first baseman wide. You're going to have a collision as he works his way back to first. So Moore's aboard for Chase Nemec, who's 1 for 1. I was talking with Jake Welch from Utah yesterday about being an elite shortstop is that you have to be fearless. You have to be able to make the throw that sometimes is going to work and sometimes is not. It certainly can look good and go awry. Not the case there. We can certainly see the ability to track the ball and make that throw on the run, but sometimes it's walking a razor's edge for these shortstops with the ability to make those throws accurately on the run. So Moore is going to be aboard here to start off the fourth for Chase Nemec. Maryland's 16th ranked player, EVs to 99.1, trying to further eat into this Canada lead. Harding with the miss, arm side. Now 7 hits in this ball game for Maryland. 1 error apiece for both sides. Moore taking off. And he holds the bag. These guys have learned their lesson on what it takes to successfully swipe a bag now in these still somewhat damp fields after the amount of rain that we got last night and a little bit of a drizzle early this morning. So runner in scoring position now for Nemec, who's got a 2-0 count in this matchup against Harding. bouncer. Short's going to get another opportunity. This time he completes the task. Moore does advance to third, though. Strike one to Nick Green. Moore now standing at third, one down in the inning. This is not the Nick Green that I worked for years with at Fox Sports South and is now still part of the Braves Vision broadcasts. But Nick Green is one of my cheat codes when I play Baseball Reference Immaculate Inning. Immaculate Grid, excuse me. But you can go Vinny Rottino, for Baseball Wisconsin scouting director. That's going to get you some low numbers. Green with that tight grip. Watch it now go to 2-1. They got a chokehold on that bat. Try to drive in Moore, now standing at first after that infield single to start off the inning. So Green's going to be aboard via the walk, so now I got him at the corners for Mason Glover. Glover out of Sussex Academy in Delaware, 6'1", 200-pounder. Glover jumps on the first pitch, and that goes down the third base side foul, and force Moore to show off some athletic ability to get out of the path of that ball. Harding's next pitch will be number 25 since entering this game. He's got innings 3 and 4 for Canada. Miss high. We'll move it over to Caleb Ladresi for innings 5 and 6. We'll do a new pitcher for Maryland as well. Shane Harding is scheduled to take the bump next. Ooh, another miss now, 2-1. Harding giving Glover to something to mentally chew on here as he steps out of the box. Runner takes off, the throw to second. Not in time, so he will successfully be in at second. So Nick Green now standing at second. We've got McGuire Moore at third. One down in the inning. So now 2 in scoring position here for Glover. Big breath from Harding. Comes the 3-1. So a free pass issued, and now the bases are loaded for Maryland, and that sets the stage for the top-ranked player in the state, Jason Marl Jr. Marl EVs up to 104, bat speed to 76.4. Fouls the first pitch off. Marl taking his time as he makes his way back around, as you saw during his first AB. His trips to the plate are measured with a sundial. But it's for the 0-1 here from Harding. Miss low, now 1-1. Miss low now. It's 2-1. Bases loaded. Top player in the state of Maryland at the plate in the form of Jason Marl Jr. Fouls another off. Count's now going to be even. Canada has one strikeout. They set on their third pitcher, or second pitcher in this game. Jake Lamb started off. Harding now 1 1/3 in. Count is 2-2. Marl gives that one a ride. Throw home as our camera decided to stay locked on that shot. Maryland did get one back, so it's now 3-2. Marl was out number 2, so he's got an RBI. It's unfortunate we didn't get to see where that ball landed, but as you can see, out number 2. So we now see J.A. Stevens. Stevens got aboard last time he was up, got caught stealing or attempting to steal second as he slid over top of the wet bag on the wet turf. And there's the ball on the field from another game. Some quick actions there from the field umpire. We'll get a scouting report on that later on. Two outs here in the inning. J.A. Stevens at the plate. Got Hunter Elmore going to step in here. We'll bring him in as soon as this inning is over. We got 2 outs here. Canada leading 3-2 over Maryland. Evan Harding's thrown 34 pitches. 7 hits in this ball game for Maryland. It's now 3-2 lead for Canada. Pumps that down the middle for a strike. 83.8 out of the hands of Harding. So now 35 pitches in. Below just a tick down from that 86 height that we saw in his first inning of work. 1-1 to Stevens. Puts it in play. First base has it, flips to Harding. The race to the bag is won by Stevens. Throw back to home is wide. Stevens going to take off for second. We got a collision. The third baseman, a race to the bag is going to be won by Maryland, but we had a collision between the base runner and the third baseman, so the run is going to count. Maryland should be up 4-2 now as our inning continues. Some absolute chaos set off. Actually, we're going to roll the inning. All right, we're going to take a break here in studio. When we come back, the #1 player in the state of Alabama, Hunter Elmore, going to join us. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Welcome back to our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. Canada and Maryland all tied up at 3-3. So we stopped it after that last run that we had a collision at third. So that was the end of the inning. But all tied up at 3-3. I am now joined by Hunter Elmore, top-ranked player in the state of Alabama here at the 2026 Future Games. Hunter, man, appreciate the time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
What an absolute summer for you. You are named Prep Baseball Alabama's Player of the Year, newly minted #1 player in the state of Alabama. And then you come out here on workout day for the Future Games and put on a show. What have these last few months been like for you?
It's like a fever dream. It's so sick, and just trying to enjoy it. It's the main thing for me right now.
You were the #3 player in the Yellowhammer State in January of 2025, now #1. What's been the biggest change in you as a player in that time period?
My body for sure. Just really getting locked in the weight room, locking in on my nutrition, just focusing on the major things just to change my body and just not pigeonhole for first, just getting out.
Was that a you decision, or did you see things that told you I need to make this a priority?
I've seen things, but then I also just to better myself, just to have a healthier, be healthier, just I want to be more lean and just more athletic, just to play the positions that I can, just anywhere I can play.
Yeah, talking to David Sharp, he said this guy's not just this guy is a corner infielder now. This is no longer a first baseman. How much did you want that? You talk about not being pigeonholed, but to kind of have a bigger scope of who you are as a player.
It just allows me to have more chances in the lineup, at the next level, or just any type of level, just being able to play anywhere. That can also help, just getting playing time.
You had EVs of 100.5 back in June. You had a 6.9960 back in June. You go to workout day this week, you go 102.3 on the EV, and you ran a 6.9960. Did you have goals coming in workout-wise?
I did. The main goal was to get a sub 760.
Yeah.
That's what I've been telling one of my school ball coaches, and I was I got it, and I was I was hyped. I was so hyped, and I wanted a 105 on the EV, but I know getting even better than 100.5 is definitely good.
Well, unfortunately, now you might be viewed as a pinch runner if you're a guy that's running the
I got hosed last night.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah.
We don't need to tell anybody about that. You were at Super Sophomore Games last summer. How much did you want this opportunity to be back here for Future Games? Obviously, you're well aware of what this stage provides, but what's the drive for the player to go from Super Sophomore Games to being here for Future Games?
Just being on the biggest stage that I can possibly be on, just to showcase my talents and just show what I can do against really good competition. That's the main thing. Just I want to play against really good people.
I feel like Alabama baseball has just been on this trajectory. Obviously, we just saw Rocco Maniscalco. He classes up. He ends up being a draft pick. What do you feel like the state of high school baseball is in Alabama right now?
It's definitely on the up. That's for sure. And just like the younger kids coming in, like we got a 29 that throws 95. So I mean,
Wow.
the younger kids are really starting to evolve and just become really good baseball players.
You're talking Tristan Blaylock? Yeah, that kid is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we'll see him pretty good
for
soon
sure.
in future games as well. So take me aside the development of you. We've seen these numbers tick up. What's the next piece for you? Like, what is it? Something at the plate? Is it the ability to to deal with different pitches? Is it going gap to gap? What is that next piece?
It's really just keeping my approach like mature and just keeping it up with the game and just evolving and just to keep it at the top. Just like being a mature baseball player with a great approach will really help me in the box and just hitting any type of pitching that I can.
And you've got to go. I mean, I've seen that impact bat lives on the barrel, a mature approach, and that's been the read on you for years. That's not a new thing. What do you kind of credit that to? Kind of having that maturity and that ability to slow down the internal clock at the plate.
My hitting guy Casey, he really helps me with that, and I like myself too, but like I like to do it myself, but just like keeping myself calm, knowing that I don't have to do too much of the box because I can already hit the ball far. It's just understanding that, and I just go out there. And
do you have like a routine that you go through when you step in? Is it something mentally? Is it something you tell yourself? Do you have mantras? Like what's the process to stay calm in those situations?
Deep breaths, just like slowing everything down, just like control the controllables and just ask God to help me.
I love that. You talk about you can only control what you can control. As I mentioned, and the trajectory for you has been real. And now we get to do something that's a whole lot of fun. We're gonna play random questions here with Hunter Elmore.
Oh God.
All right, this is really simple. You just have to give me 3 numbers 1 through 100.
Okay.
All right, what are 3 numbers?
7.
All right.
13.
All right.
And 27.
7, 13. Do those numbers mean anything to you?
Those are all numbers I've worn in baseball.
Okay, what number are you rocking now?
15.
15.
Drew Jackson.
All right, maybe that one will be up next. All right, number 7. What's the worst haircut trend in baseball?
Oh, probably like the leopard print buzz cut.
Yeah?
That's awful. Like some people do it for like high school baseball.
Yeah.
Like they'll bleach their heads and buzz it, and it is not it.
Did you're not on board with bleaching?
I did highlights. I cannot.
See, I think that's the much better play because at least if that you can cut it out and you're not like you're summered. Because the worst is like when these kids they play the whole summer with the blonde hair and they wait for it to grow out.
It's awful.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we're on the same page there. All right, number 13, and I want to say it says what's the best feeling in baseball, and it don't say winning because that's like the easy one.
Okay.
Outside of winning, what's the best feeling in baseball?
For me, it was definitely when we won the state championship freshman year. It's just like. It just builds up for 2 months of just like long, grueling weeks of baseball, and it just all comes down to one game. And then when you win it in that dog pile, you're suffocating on the bottom.
You were at the bottom?
I was at the bottom. It was so worth it.
Next time, you're not going to be at the bottom. You let everybody else, and you
and I can jump in on top.
That's right. All right, last one, number 27. Ooh, this is good. If MLB players had like WWE style entrances, who would have the best one? Now, we've already seen Mason Miller's kind of got something along that with his, corn entrance.
Probably like a Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
He's just a big dude.
Yeah.
I think he would have some heavy metal, just like bone crushing type music.
Yeah, I like that. He'd probably like Hulk Hogan rip his shirt off and all that stuff too. Yeah, I think he would legit do it. Hunter Elmore, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Go out there, kill it in the future game action.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a break in studio. We'll be back with more Maryland and Canada 3-3 ball game when we come back.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
All right, we are back, and I got Brandon Hall, Mid-Atlantic Region Scouting Director in North Carolina. Brandon, man, appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Love the new setup. You guys it's living large in here now, right?
That's right.
Holy mackerel.
You just finished off a 12-5 win over Select. The Bats came out big time in that one. I know you had your expectations for what these boys were going to do when they came together. Has it exceeded it thus far?
I don't know if it's exceeded it. I knew that it was a talented group, and they've been a joy to be around. It's one of the things you don't know you're going to get into all the time here is how the personalities mesh and how they're kind of accepting. It's a tough environment, especially for hitters. I mean, every at bat they're seeing a really good arm. Those arms are trying to peak numbers, so sometimes they're spraying it a little bit. But our guys' plans have been really good. That's the thing that's kind of paid off today was we've been on time for fastball. We've had a good approach to fastball. We've seen guys shift approaches at times if they're being spun the ball or seeing change up a little bit more. And, the more times they're on time, good hitters are going to find gaps. So we had some guys have really, really good days today.
3 RBI in that game for Massey, 3 RBI for Kerr. You got a squad that has 17 players with national rankings, 7 of the top 10 players in the class. We're not, a couple of years ago, we're talking about maybe you get 3-4 guys in the top 10. 7 of the top 10 are here. What does that mean for a scouting director to put that kind of crew together?
Well, it means we left a lot of talented players at home. I mean, it was a very, very tough process, and you're going through it, and you're trying to evaluate where our rankings now, where our rankings going to be, players that need opportunity, players that are kind of peaking. But there were tough conversations at the end. We've got another, at least a full lineup of players that we could have brought that would have been very competitive here. And I think there's a lot of states like that with the new recruiting rules and the way that the college scene has changed for these guys. There are more of the top end players ready. And I want to talk to Shooter about it a little bit yesterday. The guy we're missing is the 82-84 that's going to be 92-95. And that projection and where our scouting staff does such a great job with those guys and saying, hey, I know it's a little bit light right now, but he's still got 2 more years. And then you look up and now he's in draft talks. He has a great college career, ends up being a top 5 round pick. And you're looking back going, he was 81, 82 at future games and we had him there because of this. So we're still trying to mix those guys in, but it gets harder because of the talent that's available with the way the recruiting cycle is working now.
Trendon Motley, second-ranked player in your state out of Pro 5 Academy. We had them here for the Academy Baseball Association tournament. That was just so much fun to be a part of and watch those guys in action. But 105 EV, 78 bat speed, outfield velo of 89. I see those metrics, but what else sets Trendon apart?
It's the hit tool is scratching the surface. I mean, when you watch him take BP, he was hitting balls in the parking lot. We were scared for people walking by. He hit one that hit a car. He hit the next one over the scoreboard, over the first row of cars and into the parking lot. So it's the raw power. Anybody walking by the park is going to go, okay, that's a pretty good player. But then you start watching the at-bats today. He had 2 really good at-bats that didn't translate into hits, but it's 2 strikes. He gets linear on a changeup, stays in the middle of the field. He's on the barrel for 2 at-bats today. And again, it's not always about how many hits they get in this and how many RBIs are driving in, because it's not a fair setup for these guys with the quality of arm that they're seeing. Does the at-bat have a purpose? And every at-bat he's had here has been very impressive for a young hitter. He's had a purpose to every at-bat, and you can see him growing season to season. We've had a chance to follow him since basically he left 8th grade, and every year there's a little bit more polish and a little bit more expectation in terms of how he's approaching at bats. And the hit tool is going to continue to come. The power tools is real.
Levi Kerr, number 3 in the state, 21st ranked player in the nation in 28. I mentioned him coming through with a couple RBIs today. A guy that runs a 6.95 with a 102.5 EV out of Marvin Ridge. When you've got so many, it's so hard when you guys in this situation, because most teams, the best guy is going to be that shortstop position. When you get so many shortstops, how do you find playing time for all these guys in an environment like this?
Well, we approach it. We sell them on it. It's, hey, when you get to the next level, you're going to have a 22-year-old who's been playing shortstop for that university for 2 years. I know you're good, but that's a tough hill to climb. So can you play third? Can you play second? Can you play the outfield? So when we're moving you around, we're giving coaches more of a scene of when he shows up on campus, he has more ways of getting in the lineup. You take Levi, along with everything he does in baseball, and he's a guy that was here with us a couple years ago at Junior Future Games and stood out. He's a high-level quarterback that I haven't talked to him a ton about this, but I've heard he's getting offers from high-level football programs to play quarterback. He does a lot. This summer he's gone away from pitching, and it's not because he doesn't want to pitch. It's just because he's concentrating on the football throws. It's different. I think it's helped his bat. I think the at-bats and the feel for where his barrel is has gotten better. Again, he's a long, rangy player. There's long arms. The feel for the barrel on a consistent basis may not come until he's 22, 24 years old, but he's going to be good enough that he's going to get to that age and have a chance to really round that out, I think.
We got a 3-3 game here. Harding out for another inning for Maryland. Canada struck early, but Maryland has fought their way back in this one. I just got a text message from my other son to tell me that LeBron James is now with Philadelphia 76ers.
Wow.
So, big to-dos in the NBA world.
Podcast world's blowing up.
I bet
if
it
you're
is.
An NBA
Yeah,
podcast person, today's the day.
All the shows where they yell at people are going to have a lot to yell about today without question. Top arm that you guys brought here, Sean Rodesiler. Yeah. Rodesiler, is that how you say his last name?
That works for me.
Okay. But how does Sean say his last name?
I don't know that he says it right, because we've got several of those names on our roster where and we've done, but it is Rodesiler. And left-hander, fluid mover, good athlete. I'm looking at 2,500 spin on the curveball and slider. Yeah, and the ball's running and riding, and he's got a chance to really put hitters in a bad position and force those guys to be in negative feelings and negative counts and be defensive throughout and at bat. He threw the other day, yesterday. We had swing and miss on 6 swing and misses in 2 innings.
Wow.
Fastball and slider. It was more soft contact than punch out, but I think the punch outs will come as he learns to elevate, he learns to expand with purpose. So he's one of those guys that, as good as it is now, as easy as it is now, where you start projecting where's he got a chance to be in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and he's going to be a guy that's got a chance to be 93, 95 with that slider, mixing the changeup as well.
6'1", 182. You mentioned you guys don't have a whole lot of that player. That's the one that has the kind of frame you look that you can dream, they quote unquote dream on. Right. When you were scouting, what did you want the guy who had the frame that was a little bit more like this is what he is, or the guy that you think if I add 20 pounds, maybe make a couple tweaks, I can change him into something else?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. So we had a lot of success with undersized guys with really quick arms. And so those guys would show up. There was pitchability. We could teach them a slider if they didn't have one. But quick arms, quickness in the body matters. Those guys tend to develop, get them in our weight room system. And for several years there, we were really advanced in what we were doing with guys and developing in the weight room. And that's what paid off. I get out of it. I get onto this side of it. And now you look and go, okay, if I were to do it again, if I were to get back in, what would I do? I think to go to Omaha, you have to have big leaders.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the Kent State team that made the run. Was it not McNeese? Who made the run last year? My mind's, it's been a long week. I'm sure you're with me too. But those teams that are making those Cinderella type runs.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, Coastal. That club had big leaguers on it.
Yeah, sure.
Even in the moment, you're going, man, what a great story. A bunch of try-hard kids. And no, they got big leaguers. And so if you're going to get back into it, we've got to have those types of guys if you're going to win a super regional and get to Omaha that have that projection of, maybe it's a high floor and low ceiling. Or a high ceiling and low floor. You may miss on some of those guys, but you have to have them. So with those guys, we're still looking for quickness. We want quick arms. We want quick bodies. We want elite movers. But we're looking for frames that are going to handle mass. And, Shooter, when got to know him a little bit when he first joined us here with Prep Baseball, mass equals gas was one of the things he was talking about. And it is. If you're an elite mover and you have quickness in your body and you're moving in the right direction, for every pound you put on that frame, if you can continue to move, you're going to throw harder. And the stuff's going to bite more. So that would be the adjustment I would make if I was back in that game and working through the transfer portal as much as the recruiting segment as it seems today.
When I was talking to Andy Urban here during our senior feature games coverage, he said the big thing for him when he got away from playing to scouting was to not look for the guys that you liked when you were in that side. You had to say, what does the market say? This is the kind of player that coaches are looking for. Has that been difficult for you, kind of bouncing from one side to the other?
So when you're recruiting to a developmental system. You're bringing guys in. This is what we can develop. This is what we can't develop. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses within their program, within what they do. So how do we manage that? We can, for us, we could recruit weaker guys that could move because our strength guys did a really good job and we could get them stronger. I did a better job with guys that were around the strike zone and could allow pitchability, and then we could develop stuff. So now that I'm on this side, you have to balance that in terms of everybody develops different. And so now how do I slot those? And one of the things we tell people all the time with our rankings, when you really dive into our rankings and we put player grades on it and player tools on it, but you get into a segment of the rankings where it may be, numbers 55 to 110 have the exact same player grade. So how you go through and parse those guys out and how I go through and parse those guys out is going to be different.
Sure.
And we talk a lot internally about, balance within left-handed and right-handed and balance within positional and understanding positional traits. It's a lot of times at younger ages, the catchers are better players because they're bigger and stronger. But as they get to be 18, 20, everybody else catches up. And you're not going to have in the state of North Carolina 30 Division I catchers. So, we always seem to have a very deep crop of catchers, but there's only so many catchers that are going to end up getting a chance to go play at high levels or, in college baseball and things like that. So you're balancing that stuff with the rankings and the player grades as well.
2-out walk there for Eric Romero is going to bring up Garrett Vanderval. You guys got South Carolina tomorrow. Do you and Sammy Esposito have anything on the table? Is there is anything at play when you guys match up?
It's their rivalry game. For us, it's just another game we go about. Our expectation levels, we're up here. This is the game that South Carolina points to all year long, and we see it as well in our border battle, North Carolina South Carolina border battle, and they're keeping score and throwing out the markers on Instagram, and we're more about making sure that the players are being put in right. No, it's going to be good. It's fun. Sammy's a great dude and does a tremendous job of developing relationships within that club, and there's a ton of crossover. That's where it becomes fun for us. I remember last year, we had a pitcher who eventually committed to Wake Forest, who Luke Samples, who his summer teammate was leading off. And basically, when he got in the box, he goes, "I'm giving you fastball. Here it comes." And the guy hit a home run. But there's a little bit of gamesmanship there. Hey, I'm going to throw my best pitch. I'm telling you it's coming. I don't think you can handle it. Where we don't see that when we're playing, against Missouri or Florida, because the players don't know each other that well. So we do enjoy that aspect of it.
I thought you were going to give me a diatribe on why you guys are Carolina. that's when we say Carolina. It's you guys. Yes.
You have Carolina and south of Carolina.
Yeah, so, there you go.
Yes, it's the rivalry between the states is good. We do have a ton of crossover just in the way these kids play together on these travel teams, and even some of the high school stuff, because you have some crossover with guys in the Charlotte area that may go to South Carolina schools and vice versa. So,
well, we across the Carolinas, we have seen Connor Salerno on these fields many times do his thing. We've seen it at the All-American level. When you see a guy from your neck of the woods that has made that kind of transition, where that's on every MLB team's short list of guys that they have circled, what does that mean for you guys to be in on him and then watch the trajectory?
Yeah, it's that one's not a hideout. That one's where you show up in the park, and I think everybody that walks in goes, "Okay, there's the best player." It's fun because you get a chance to watch and see how they develop. One of the things that we try to do with the players as we're building relationships with them is also guard them a little bit, because what happens with a player like Connor, who goes off in an All-American game, had some buzz already with some Team USA stuff prior to that. Well, now the pro scouts have him on the radar, and so now they're going to spend the next year trying to figure out why he's not 1-1. And it's he can't do this, he can't do that. And so from our end, it's going in there and documenting, hey, let's do all the things he is doing, because he's going to hear about some of the other things. It's not just him. Jacob Seaman, an outfielder in the area. I live 5 minutes from two guys that have a chance to be high-end first-round picks. So it's going to be a great spring for me next year. And the scouts, Seaman, typically they don't have lights, so he'll play at 4, and then Connor will play at 7. So the scouts shift right back and forth and get a bunch of that stuff.
That's great.
But that's the guard. You're trying to make sure that we understand how good a player they are, and we don't get too picky in terms of, but I would like for him to do this. Now, it's an elite strike thrower with a heavy fastball that he can ride up in the zone at 96. He pitches at 91, 92 because he can, and then his slider's an advanced pitch as well. So, watching him go to work like that, it's fun. The second part of it too, though, and I'm amazing. You probably see it here at the LakePoint, guys. The number of guys we see throwing 91-4 on that last pitch that was recorded. 92, 94, and hitters just get in the box and go whack.
Yeah, they're used to it.
It doesn't bother them anymore. You better be able to spin it. You better be able to pitch both sides of the plate or elevate. You've got to create discomfort. And, so the evolution of the game, and I know we're all into, all these guys are trying to do is throw harder and all these guys are trying to do is hit home runs. But the evolution of the game maybe hasn't been on the mental side, but it's been on the ability to force the other athlete to adapt. And so we're seeing pitchers now come to this event with a better feel for changeup. We've seen more changeup guys this year in our first 2 games against Team Southeast and Team Select than I think I've seen in the last 5 years.
We're going to take a quick break in studio. Brandon Hall joining me. We are watching Canada versus Maryland, our game of the day from the feature games. We'll be right back from LakePoint Sports. Welcome back. Mid-Atlantic Scouting Director Brandon Hall joining us as we're watching Canada versus Maryland. I don't know what just happened with our camera there, but you guys just got a big win over Select. You've got South Carolina still to go. A couple guys that we wanted to really key in on. Jesse Covington, shortstop for you guys, 6th-ranked player in the state. He's 198 in the nation. Wesleyan Christian runs a 6.52 with 102 EVs. I'm still 6 foot, 169 pounds. You were talking about watching all these pitchers that are running it up to the 90 plus now. I'm somewhat stunned by the amount of guys, and I don't know if it's just like the detailed training that these guys, the specialized training that we get now, the number of guys who are going triple-digit EVs and they're running 6.7, 6.8, 6.9, 60s.
They're getting better feedback. So you think about the number of hitters now that have access to some form of exit velocity on a daily basis. They understand how to get there. So it used to be, we would, and I use pitching. We're going to develop a changeup. When we throw it in the bullpen, we're getting zero feedback except for the catcher going, yeah, I like it. And then we get in the game and the hitter gives us feedback. Well, now every pitch they throw, we know what the movement is, we know what the release was, we know how it looks, we know what the shape was. Same thing with the hitters. They take a swing and immediately are getting an exit velocity. Regardless of what the swing felt like, this is the number. And so they have a better feel of how to get to that number now. And then I think, more and more players are taking the initiative to get stronger. They're seeing that it pays off very quickly. So, with Jesse, that frame, it suggests there's more to come. He's going to actually pitch as well tomorrow.
Okay.
He's played the outfield for us. He's played the infield for us. The swing's a little bit unorthodox in terms of getting to his launch position. But once he's gotten to his launch position, he's shown barrel feel. He's been able to get linear on some off speed. He's shown an ability to kind of spin early. So you were excited to see that. These events, you try not to overload those guys too much, but when they do everything and they do it so well, they start putting themselves where they're a top 1%, top 5% type athlete. We do want to showcase all that too.
Lambert, hard hit ball, shortstop, has a 97.9 EV. Oh, did not get him, pulled him off the bag. Yeah, I kind of made some sound effects there looking at the metrics on him because throws 94. Yep. Yeah, and he's got a slider with 2,500 spin. So you take that and put it on top of what he's able to do in the field and at the plate, and that is a complete package. And it's so funny too, because as you know, it was the point where when you were recruiting, it was probably harder to see guys as two ways. And now it just seems like we're just so much more open to suggestion.
Well, and the thing that happens when you get to the next level, we recruited a lot of two ways, but when they get there, they can't do two. Because the specialization of what we're doing with our pitchers' practices were 4 hours because they're going through their mobility, they're going through their shoulder training, they're going through their throwing, they're going through all these things. Well, if I only have 4 hours in the day, which is what the NCAA allows, and I'm doing 4 on pitching, I haven't spent any time on the other things. So the two-way guys have to basically be able to show up and go, I can do this. I'm going to spend time on this, and I'll come back over. Tulane, when I was at Charlotte, had a couple guys. Micah Owings was a pitcher in the big leagues. Actually hit in DH a little bit and pinch hitter on the Reds. roster. And then they had an outfielder, Brian, test me on names, but he was there one. He threw on Sundays because that was the best place to protect his arm. And he was a second-round pick as a pitcher. And when he got to AA, he said, you know what, I just want to hit. 2 years later, he's in the big leagues. He could just show up and do, at the college level, playing for the #1 ranked team in the country, he could just do something nobody else could without really having to work at it. That's how dual guys stick.
It seemed like Brendan McKay was the first guy when it felt like maybe this is the guy that can do it at the major league level, and it didn't work for him either.
And it just the wear and tear you see, and Shohei's going through it now. You know, it's not that guys can't do it. Can they do it for 160 games, 162 games? And you know, the Dodgers they've gotten pretty good with being able to kind of watch bodies now, and when are they getting beat up, and when are they starting to trigger for possible injuries, and they can shut them down before the injury happens. So hopefully that's what they're doing with him here, where they just said, hey, something's a little off, we'll shut him down for a little bit, and then that way he's back for the playoffs. Although as a Braves fan, hopefully he's not. Whatever.
Another player wanted to key in on Jacob Reynolds, second baseman and catcher, 27th ranked player in the state, top ranked second baseman, runs a 6.61, but the arm, man, 92 infield velo, and then he gets behind the plate, 189 pop times with a 76 velo. I'm always mystified by the guys that can be so effective behind the plate, and then you just run out there and they're just all moving so well. Guys that before felt like a catcher looked a certain way,
right?
And now it just seems like we just have guys who are athletes playing that position.
Yeah, and what Jacob really is, he's just a baseball player. He comes from a program that won the state titles. It has some history of being really, really good. His dad played in the big leagues, had 298 home runs. There's some lineage there with Mark Reynolds. He's playing second for us. He's played in the outfield for us. He can catch. You know, baseball player. The thing that stood out this week is his ball to barrel ratio. You know, he's top of the leaderboards in the workout day in terms of average exit velocity. You know, smaller guy, he's not going to have one come off the bat and BP at 106 or 108 or 111, but he's still so consistent with the barrel, and it's such a hard impact over and over and over. His average EV is way up there. So you look at his at-bats yesterday, he homers to left. I mean, he hit a ball into the concourse. It was unloaded on. You know, today he had a great at-bat in his first at-bat, and he doubled off the right field wall, hitting the base of it. He gets the fastball. He's on time. He's in the middle of the barrel. Just, you know, he's separated himself from a lot of other hitters that are on our club and from the other hitters at this event, just because when he puts the path on it, the ball's going to be on the barrel.
They beat Metro Christian to get that title?
They beat Wesley and Christian lost to Metro Christian. They lost to Seaman in the semifinals. Right. So that little group, you got Metro Christian, Charlotte Christian, and Wesley and Christian. That three team, you know, area is pretty good, pretty well talented group of teams.
Luke Lysander is at the plate right now here for Maryland. We got a 3-3 ball game, been tied up since the fourth inning, but we're rolling along here, bottom of the sixth. Caleb Ladresi is the pitcher in for Canada out of St. Thomas Aquinas Catholic Secondary School. Third-ranked righty in Ontario. I don't understand, like talking to Josh Arce and Cam Blackarujo, how they manage all that. It's just such, you know, there's so much real estate up there, and you have so many pockets, and it's hard to get to some of the guys. You know, I don't understand how they manage everything up there in Baseball Canada, but they certainly do a bang-up job.
I think a lot of it's relationships, because we recruited not a lot of Canadians, but we had several Canadians play for us while I was, you know, in the recruiting game and coaching in college. But where we got them was from Kansas junior colleges. And so the Kansas junior colleges had the relationships, and through them we built the relationships. And so now we knew the guys that were coming down before they got there. So it's just that ability. Can you build those relationships? And, you know, watching what they're doing now with Team Canada and some of the things they've had come out here in terms of, you know, prepping guys for the MLB draft, it's been very impressive, just their ability to kind of spotlight guys, you know, across all the provinces.
As you can see, I guess I jinxed it because I thought we were going to get out of here without any further weather issues. But you're dry. You're in here with us in studio. We're through another half an inning. We're rolling along. Canada and Maryland. We're going to take a break here in studio, and we'll return from LakePoint Sports.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
Welcome back, Cory McCartney, Brandon Hall, Mid-Atlantic Scouting Director here in studio with me. Rain continues to fall on Canada and Maryland, so hopefully not much longer on that one, but I don't want to keep you out here too long. And you guys, the free time that you guys have during the future games time, I know you guys, you want to go see everybody, you want to go glad hand, you want to go do all that, but you also want to kind of just decompress a little bit, because I know the build-up for this for you guys is probably, there's so much, probably as much anxiety as there is for the players.
We're trying to make it perfect. It's a big event, and we're trying the attention to detail and making sure your staff's getting everything that they need to get for social media and for the stats and the scouting reports, and making sure the players know where to go, and we're managing multiple teams. But then also behind this, all of us continue to go. So we've got super sophomore games next week. We'll be at the University of South Carolina in our region. And then behind that, we have the Tobacco Road State games, which will be the kind of the big moniker at the end of the summer in North Carolina. So we've still got great players to see, and I think that's going to be the same way for just about everybody across the country as players are starting to kind of wind it down. One last push to kind of get their numbers updated, get video updated, and then head into the fall with goals and aspirations in terms of where they need to be and where they need to go.
Well, you also have the added element of being a regional supervisor too, so you got to, not only do you have to worry about your teams, but you're bouncing around to make sure we're seeing what everybody else is doing.
I'm in a really good spot. I got Sammy Esposito in South Carolina, Jason Burton in Virginia, and Jamie Nail in Maryland, Delaware. So I've got guys that are buttoned up. Like, it's my biggest thing with them is making sure, hey, you've got to get away. You've got to go see your wife. You've got to make sure you talk to your kids, because they are so dialed in to make sure that the players are put in good positions to perform at a high level.
Well, speaking about putting players in position to perform at a high level, you guys got Duncan Carver starting things off against South Carolina tomorrow. 11th ranked player in the state, number 3 left right-hander, 62nd ranked right-hander in the nation. Guy, our profile says 89, but you've told me we are going to see 90 tomorrow.
I think we will. He's a good athlete. He's a dual sport guy at AC Reynolds High School, plays basketball. He's an efficient mover. I wouldn't call him an elite mover, but it's an efficient mover. He's got some size to the frame. Again, he's doing a lot of things that are clean. They're easy. They're moving in the right direction. And then the stuff does produce discomfort for hitters. So we're going to see some swing and miss, I would think. We're going to see some soft ground balls. He has the ability to throw a change up in the zone that kind of keeps guys off balance as well. So this is one of the guys where the stuff belongs and he fits in this event, but he's also one of those guys where you go, we see what he is now. We're also projecting him a little bit in terms of when he just gets into baseball and what the body has a chance to grow into. It's got a chance to take another jump.
We see a brave soul or two out there on the field now, so it looks like we are seeing some players out there. Where are you guys going pitching-wise after Duncan tomorrow?
After Duncan, we'll go to Parker Williams. Won a second state championship at North Lincoln High School, was with us at Super Sophomore Games last year, and he was good, and then he took a jump. You know, we talk about how do players take jumps. He didn't grow. He hasn't put on a ton of weight. He's not muscular. He's just started moving better. You know, his hips got looser, his direction's better, his arms working cleaner, and there was a jump and stuff. And obviously, he was on our radar anyway, being at Super Sophomore Games last year. But that jump came. And then we're going to go to 3 dual guys. So we've talked about Jesse Covington, and then we're going to go back to Charlotte Christian with Ivan Andino and Hudson Simmons. So we have 3 Charlotte Christian players here. Simmons is a lefty. We've seen up to 87, 88, maybe a little bit better. Andino was the closer-ish for Charlotte Christian this year. I've seen, I think, 91, 92 off the top of my head. But just 2 high competitive guys. Baseball players, they do a lot of things right. They've swung the bat well here the first 2 days. But when they get on the mound, their compete level takes over, and they're good athletes moving in the right direction. So, chance to get outs at a high level.
I mentioned 17 players with national rankings that you guys brought here on this North Carolina squad. Were there guys who were kind of, I used the term off the radar, but were there guys that were maybe came in with that designation, but you feel like, okay, I think this guy has the potential to change the narrative at future games?
Yes. Yeah. The national rank guys, I think those guys are Shooter does such an in-depth job on trying to make sure those are right, and we're trying to do it within the state. Where we're going to see it is, and where I think an event like this helps players, is the showcase environment. If you're 6'2" and you run a 6'8", and you hit a ball 105 miles an hour, you're going to show well.
Yeah.
But over the course of 4 days, a player's motor gets exposed. You know, do they want to play? Do they enjoy being out there? Do they have feel for the game? Can they make adjustments day to day? Can they make adjustments at bat to at bat? Those guys thrive in this environment. So guys like Jacob Reynolds and Tyler Jackson, Yates Tony, Graham Vierig, those guys have taken that jump because the workout's good. They belong here based on the workout, but their ability in game to show up and play every day, they have a plan with how they're going to get ready. They're at bats over and over and over. We just start seeing, man, it's good at bat, check. It's good at bat, check. That starts to build. When we have that type of history on guys, and we start to get that type of depth on those guys, and the high school season helps, those guys tend to take jumps in the rankings because it's not just about where the pure athleticism is right now.
Yeah, I can't remember who I was talking to you yesterday. Said there's a difference between, what you watch a guy do in BP and maybe he's popping off, 101 EVs, but can he do that in a game when he doesn't know what's coming?
Right. And that's hitting's hard, and the BP stuff. There are guys that are really good at 3 o'clock that can't hit at 7. There are guys that are just okay at 3 o'clock that bang at 7. Guys that have been around the game for a long time talk about Eddie Murray took the worst BP of anybody ever. He just backspin ground ball to short, backspin ground ball to short, backspin ground ball to second. Okay, I'm good. And then in the game he's hitting 500 home runs. There's a process to being good in game. But with the way our sport has evolved, the way the evaluations have evolved, there's also a process to be good in the workouts because those matter as well.
New pitcher in for Maryland is Philip Giuliani from Urbana High. 6'4", 205 pounds, right-hander. Fastball, we got him at 88. The curveball 70, 73. Changeup 72, 73. And a slider 68 to 69. And he's got Riley Wolbeck, so you're going to want to stick around because Mikey Batiste is up next. Have you seen Mikey yet?
I have not.
Yeah, this guy, an absolute monster. Mikey has max distance yesterday of 418 feet.
In game?
Workout.
In the
day,
workout,
sorry,
I was going to say,
yeah, he's got bat speed of 106.5. He went 105.5 off the wall for a double earlier. #1 player in Canada.
We used to bring one of the Canadian teams down to play us in the fall when I was at Charlotte, and then obviously recruiting these guys. There's a couple things that stand out across the board all the time. One, there's a toughness to what they do. Obviously there's a hockey background with a lot of these guys, and they're happy to be outside at times. But the second part is it's hard to just throw a fastball by them because they spend a lot of the time indoors. And what we've seen across baseball here in the last 5 years with machines being dialed up and guys being able to get to more and more fastballs, the Canadian players were doing that long before because where are they going to go November, December, January?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
they're just dialing up fastball. You're not throwing it by them. And you spin, okay, but even now you've got more and more machines that can simulate spin and do some different things. So these guys have a chance to kind of gain that edge without being outside.
Well, here is Batiste, 6'4", 231 pounds. Dad, Mikey, played in the NBA, Toronto Raptors assistant coach. He's a Greek basketball Hall of Famer.
You look at the build. I mean, he's got strength in there, but he doesn't look like he's completely done. I mean, there's some. It's not babyish, but there's some youthful look to it.
I had him here in studio, and I had to I moved my chair up so it didn't look like I was in here with Paul Bunyan. But yeah, he's been awfully impressive and just a fantastic kid. Like that was the thing that he and I talked about. I said, your dad, having lived the professional life and done it here, done it overseas. What does he talk to you about, like handling that side of it? And he said, he's always told me, what are you going to do when you're done playing baseball? Be a good person, because you're not always going to be a baseball player. And I was like, to have that maturity at that age is that's a rarity, and kind of have that understanding of who you are and someday who you won't be is pretty rare.
This sport, as much as any other, too, because the path is so long to get to the top of the mountain. And we talked off air a little bit about Josh Hammond, who's now in the Royal system.
Yeah.
And talking to Josh's dad a little bit, one of the things that's kind of hit him is you're on a team, but you really don't have teammates. There can be your friend, but they don't necessarily want you to hit a double because they want to hit the double.
Sure.
And they want to be the one that moves up. And so, having that perspective and being a good human being, it tends to lend itself to being able to kind of get through the hard times, because all these guys are going to struggle at some point. Maybe their freshman year in college, it may be 2 years into pro ball, but at some point the game's going to catch up to you, and you're going to have to pivot and fall back on something.
That's a great point. I never really thought about that from the fact that you got friends, but you don't have teammates. So Batiste is going to be aboard via walk. Last time he got an opportunity to walk, he shook it off and went back and took one more pitch and then hit it 105.5 off the left field wall for a double, but he won't So you can actually answer this for me. When we watched Ohio and Michigan last night, they were taking ghost runner when the guy got a walk, and then they would do a reset on the count. And so do you guys have that agreement going in, whether you'll do that, or is that at the batter's discretion?
I would assume it's the team. The problem with it is we're scoring the games on aware, or pitch aware. So that can screw up how some of the stats kind of.
That makes sense.
So we've asked our guys not to do that. Just let's play it straight up. Now what we'll do tomorrow is we'll go through, and if we've got a player, Tyler Jackson's had at least he's got 3 non-competitive walks where he just got in the box, the ball was sprayed, and he walked to first base. At no point was he triggered and kind of looking to launch the baseball. So we may try to sneak him in and lead him off in the second inning after he hits in the first, just to get him an extra at bat.
Okay.
It's easier for them to kind of cycle through on the scorekeeping and do that than it is to kind of reset a count and throw a guy on first base and then have the same hitter.
Yeah,
is my understanding.
You just never know. I mean, because obviously we roll innings sometimes. A guy will get hit by a pitch, but he wants to stay in there. It's just, and then as I mentioned last night, but I think we had 8 walks last night that the guy would run across the field and we'd reset the count. So made for an even longer night, and a night that had a couple of rain delays in it. But this is obviously, at the end of the day, this is not about my ability to narrate this thing. This is about these kids getting as many opportunities to show out for all those coaches you see back there in the background.
That's why you're making the big bucks in here, is because you have the ability to pivot off of that.
Well, they spent it all in this studio, so that's what I'll say. But you were back. You were with us when we were in our hot little sauna box.
I was there
back in the day. So now
I was there when it was just a tent, and we were trying to get people to be quiet as they were walking by.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. We've gone through a little bit of everything, but obviously we're happy to have expanded our look here now and be able to bring you guys in out of the weather and get you away from the nonsense. I don't know if you remember, we used to actually be in the scout tower, and I would be doing them in the scout with all the coaches around, and that was they would get really frustrated with us because we would kind of take up a whole corner because we'd have our mobile broadcasting unit up there, so at least we don't have to do that anymore. That was the worst, because I felt bad because they just wanted to get away from the sun and get away from the heat, and I'm telling them, you can come up here, but this is basically a library for the next 2.5 hours.
All these guys the last 9 years out here evaluating if this thing have gotten soft. Since I got out of it, back in my day, we had to stand outside.
Yeah. When we talked about this last night, like how long these days are for these coaches, and Schmidt's going to rope that into center field, and that's going to be caught for the second out, so Batista will hold at second. But we were talking about how long the day was for these guys. You think about last night with us having a delay. I didn't get out of here till almost 1 a.m. last night, and obviously the game starts so much earlier in the day. From the coaching side of it, how do you manage a day like this? Do you have a checklist? I mean, something like this, it's obviously fish in a barrel. Well, how would you have approached this?
Well, you're not dialed in for the entire 16 hours. So you're finding some space where you're alone. You can go through your emails, you can call your family, you can recharge your phone, you're up in a tower. What you're trying to do is make sure when you need to be dialed in, you understand where the players you're trying to watch are. And then if you're just there and you're not really dialed in on 3 or 4 or 5 players, you're waiting for something to slap you in the face. Younger evaluators are trying to evaluate everything. And those guys, it does just because they just burn out at some point and then just have to go away. So there's an art to managing it so that you don't get burned out by it. And then there's a routine. It's just like everybody else. You know, if you go to bed at 11, you wake up at 4 to go work out, it sucks for about 3 weeks. But after a while, your body just goes, okay, I go to bed at 11 and wake up at 4. It's not great for you, and nothing that these coaches are doing is great for them if they're here this long. But your body adjusts and becomes your routine. And so that's good. Now, the thing I'll tell you is when you get out, and I left 9 years ago, and you start looking on what in the world was I doing?
Yeah.
And we've had some chances to go back, and my wife every time is like, do you remember?
Yeah.
And are you sure? And I'm like, no, we're not. I've got a great setup and around really good people that work their tails off my area. So I just, got to make sure the pieces are in place. And but there's a grind to it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I think all of us that are doing it going, it's a job and it's what I do. But there's a lot of worse things we can be doing than watching baseball here while it's raining outside and we're indoors watching this or whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, when I was covering the Braves, it would be the same thing. We'd be at the ballpark till we get there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We'd be done at like 1 a.m. and you rinse and repeat. But talking about that, kind of having that checklist, I would assume it's so much harder for the guys outside of, say, the Power 4 structure, because the guys who are Power 4 recruiters, it's almost just like you're just, yep, that's what I thought it was going to be. That's what I thought it was going to be. But if you're that next tier down, you're probably spending a little bit more time trying to find those gems and those guys that maybe are just underneath the radar of those Power 4 teams.
The thing that happens at the higher levels is you have more people trying to push players to you because they're trying to get the next crop of players to them so they can push them to you again. So they're sifting through players that can really play and which one fits their system. The next group down is probably on that same group of players trying to figure out which one they fall through, but where they're spending time is building their list. And so for me, when I was at Charlotte, before the summer would hit, I usually had a week where I went through the Ohio database and I just I had notes on whatever we needed. If we needed a shortstop and a left-handed arm, I watched 200 videos on players in Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and then I would go to Ohio at the time they were in their top prospect games. And all those guys would be there. And so I'd see them all there. And then from there, I'd whittle it down to about 6. And I'd spend the next 2 weeks at Grand Park or wherever trying to find those guys and go about it that way. That ability to use the outside resources to help. Because at the Power 5 level, teams that have a chance to go to Omaha all the time, they're getting a little bit of help. And they have more infrastructure in their offices to kind of sift through things. As you get into Power 5, it's more the assistant coaches that are sifting through everything. And so that ability to use our database and that ability to understand how to sort players and how to watch video and to kind of cycle through video fairly quickly allows these guys to get to an event like this and they come in with 40 names.
Does it make you wonder how in the world they did it in like the 70s and 80s when they didn't have the video and it's like you're just going by word of mouth and you have to go physically see this player to see if what they're telling you is real?
So think about the recruiting coordinators that were on the road then. So now a recruiting coordinator sees the guy, he sends a text, such and such. I've talked to a couple guys today that saw guys at senior future games and set up visits for tomorrow. So they're leaving here, at some point today, doing the visits and coming back. But they're popping that stuff off in their phone. We didn't have cell phones.
Sure.
And so coaches would go watch things and then have to pull into a gas station with quarters and line them up on the phone and put the quarters in and start calling recruits or their staff so they could set up the visits.
Oh, man. And then you know, if you couldn't see it in person, it wasn't real, right? I mean, you can't just like take somebody's word for it that the kids.
Our rule was if 3 people told you the same thing.
Okay.
So if you get 3 distinct different individuals that aren't in the same organization or whatever, but you get 3 people and they tell you the exact same thing, you can pretty much take it to the bank. Now, are we going to offer a guy off that? We didn't, but there are coaches that are really, really good on the phone. Really good, and they get all the information. They talk to the player, and they're willing to go off of it. It's easier to travel and get around now. Players come to places like LakePoint, our Kansas City parks, our Alabama parks. We're opening up one in Richmond here, for next year. So there's more of a congregation area instead of having to chase these guys. But the coaches are chasing now in the portal because of these college summer leagues. So they're all playing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights in places that are 2 hours away from each other. So it's not like you can drive up and see one guy in the portal and then turn around the other field and see the other guy. They're having to go see 2 innings here, get in their car, drive the next day. I see 2 innings there the next day. So they're eating up as much time as they are trying to evaluate players versus when they come to an event like this. And they can just turn and swivel their head and at least have a feel for who those players are.
I didn't even think about that end of it from the college summer leagues. Like, because of the environment now, I mean, conceivably, a coach could go up to the Cape Cod League and you're like planting these seeds. Like, by the way, what I saw, if you enter the portal, might have some interest.
Yeah, and that stuff's been going on forever. I played with a player who played with me at UNC Wilmington. We were playing together in a summer league, and one of our teammates got a package from his coaching staff. He was 5'11", 170. Everything came in XLs and double X's. And the shoes, just, oh my gosh, they fit my teammate just perfectly. And it was amazing. So
3-3 ball game. Canada and Maryland. Brandon Hall in studio with us. Here in the order here for Canada, Brooks Froese. I tell you, I've talked about this multiple times in these broadcasts, but we had the 17U National Championship wrap up on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. We had Academy Baseball Canada here from Montreal, and there was entirely a list of French-Canadian names that I decided to drop into ChatGPT so I could somewhat sound like I knew what I was talking about. Those were some tongue twisters on some of those, and we had the French accents going and all that. But those boys, they win, play at second, kid drops to his knees, and they dogpile him, get up, sing, "Oh Canada." I was like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen on one of these fields. I'm just so used to these guys, like here in Metro Atlanta, they're like, oh, cool, another T-shirt, And these guys were like, they legitimately thought that they had just won an Olympic gold medal. So that was fantastic.
The names thing for us at showcases and even events like this, you just rolling through something. I just tell the kids they've been pronouncing it wrong.
That's right.
So we have Ivan Andino. For 2 years, I've been calling him Ivan, even though I know he's of a Hispanic or Latino background. He's not Russian.
Okay.
So, but I still called him Ivan for 2 years. He finally, I asked him yesterday, and he corrected me, and I was like, man, you just tell me. I don't want to get people's names wrong. You just got to tell me what's going on.
Yeah, from my chair, we try the best we can, but sometimes, you get your own name wrong on these things when you've been talking for so long. Full count here, 2 outs in the inning. Canada looking to break through. Froese at the plate. You can see that EV. Something good's about to happen. He drives that one into left center. And unfortunately, that's going to be an inning out. It looked good. It was loud, but it's another out. Brandon Hall, I know you got to go, so I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the time. It's good to see you. Break in studio. We'll be back with more from the feature games.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports.
Everett, Neela!
But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
Big thanks to Brandon Hall for joining me for so much of that. So excited to go through his Carolina roster, and always excited to have Brandon in on here. Such a wealth of information. It really kind of takes you behind the scenes of the recruiting game, a guy that did it at such a high level. And I know they are so happy to have Brandon on staff, and goes down to his knee. Some nasty stuff. Bow out the throne of Eli Smith here. Marcus Moore, leadoff hitter for Maryland, and he drills that sky-high shot into right field, and that's out number one. We had a tie last night, 9-9. I would thoroughly enjoy us not having a tie here in this next game, so I'm not going to say I just hope everybody has a good time. Chase Nemec now up. A little hop, skip, and a jump as he takes his place. There are some theatrics for Team Maryland here. I love that, though. A little reminiscent of Trevor Condon, who we had here so many times, and his little hop and jump into the box. Chase Nemec is 1 for 2. 8 hits in this ball game for Maryland, 7 for Canada. Canada 1 run in the first, 2 in the second. Maryland got 1 back in the third, and they plated 2 in the fourth to square things up. Elijah Smith in the mound from Banting Memorial in Ontario, 7th ranked righty in Ontario, 14th overall. He's got a fastball around 90, curveball 71 to 73, changeup 78 to 80, and a slider 76 to 79. Another one of these Canadian arms pitching from the stretch. This is your first time watching the future games, we will play the full 8 innings. It is, despite whatever the scoreboard says, always meaningful for us to allow these pitchers to get their opportunity to get on the mound in front of that sea of coaches behind home plate. So Nick Green now up 0 for 1. Five combined strikeouts for the Canada Arms in this one, just 1. For the Maryland Arms, just 1 for Canada. Taylor with 3 strikeouts for Maryland. Harding with 2 of his own. Starter Jake Lamb recording the only K for Team Canada. It's now 1-1 here to Green. Fouls that one back. Really took out my camera. Now 1-2. I will say if that shot gets hit by a ball and it will knock it off of its current shot, so I can't say I would even know what in the world we would do. I could tell you what color the sky is. I'd tell you that. Gets him down on strikes, make that 2 Ks here for the Canada Arms as Smith gets his first strikeout. Runner remains at first, brings us now Mason Glover with 2 down. Smith misses high, 85.6 out of his hands. Glover is 1 for 1. Sussex Academy catcher and right-handed pitcher, third-ranked player in Maryland. This squad, one of the ones that you heard Brandon oversees as part of his work as the Mid-Atlantic Scouting Director. So that's North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, and Delaware. Glover fouls it off. It's now 2-1. Still a few dark clouds out in the distance. See if we can avoid any further delays. We've had a couple spots of rain thus far. 2-1 fouled off. Smith got himself a strikeout for the second out. Can he replicate that and get out of this inning? Runner at first. Didn't get him chasing. Count is full. Glover gives that one a ride. It's on its way to center. Sky high can of corn. Camps underneath it. Inning is over. Runner stranded. Score is still 3-3 when we come back from LakePoint.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier products. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Inning number 8 in our game of the day from the 2026 Future Games. Canada, Maryland, all tied up at 3-3 as we move on to inning number 8. Jake Anderson has had a day. My man tripled in the second inning, doubled in the fifth inning. Now he is here once again in the eighth. This time dealing with Philip Giuliani on the mound, his second inning of work here for Maryland. Anderson from Royal St. George's College, Ontario, searching for his third hit of this ball game. Tenth-ranked player in Ontario. Doesn't get him to chase there. Counts 3-0. Guy with a red-hot bat. See if he can work his way back into the count against him. Defensive swing. First base has. It's going to be a race to the bag, and that's going to be won by the first baseman. So a check swing ground out from Anderson denies him that opportunity to getting the third hit of the day. Will now be Ethan Renaud with one out. Renaud and the Morneau Cup champion Okotoks Dogs. Giuliani misses wide, ball one. Renaud sky high, 92-4 off his bat. That's going to be a lazy pop fly into left center for out number 2. So Canada down to their last chance here in the eighth. And it's going to be Hunter Bartha. Bartha is 0 for 2. Seen some impressive moments from these Canadian bats. Mentioned those 2 extra base hits from Anderson. Of course, Mikey Batiste goes 105.5 for a double off the wall. Seven hits in total for them. Bartha ropes that's going to be into center field, and he's got the 8th hit of this ball game. 95.3 gives it a ride. Now be Cash Wiley's turn. Blessed Trinity, Ontario catcher. Fouls the first offering from Giuliani off. Misses high now, 1-1. Giuliani now 42 pitches. Maryland, of course, will get their chance in the bottom of the 8th. Wiley drives it on its way into left field, and that is into the glove of the left fielder. Inning is over. A runner left stranded. We head into the bottom of the 8th inning. Maryland's turn when we come back from the 2026 Future Games.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Bottom of the eighth, last chance here for us to change this from being a 3-3 tie, because of course we will not play any extra innings here in the feature games. Cory McCartney with you. Jason Marl, Jr., top-ranked player in the state of Maryland, going to lead things off here in the bottom of the eighth, and he's got his crack here against Elijah Smith. Marl is 0 for 2. An opportunity with the bases loaded last time up. Miss high from Smith. Ooh, big swing and a miss there. Whips through an 87.4 mile an hour offering from Smith. Counts now 2-1 here tomorrow. J.A. Stevens, Jesse Orford scheduled to follow. 8 hits apiece for these two squads. We're back at you tomorrow. Indiana versus Missouri. We'll be joined by Prep Baseball founder and president Sean Duncan in that one, so that's always a lot of fun when Sean stops by. Two tomorrow. Does not get him to bite. He thought about it, thought better. Now full count. Smith with a payoff pitch to Marl, and he'll be aboard with a leadoff walk. Gives us J.A. Stevens 1 for 1, also walked. Marl got some good speed at first, 6.72 runner. Count now 1-1 here to Stevens. J.A. Stevens, McDonough School in Maryland, 4th ranked player in the state. Maryland thinking walk-off as they have a runner on to start off the inning. See if Stevens can move him along. Big swing, big miss. Now a 2-2 count. Smith with a strikeout last inning. Would no doubt love to add a second here and get that first out of this frame. Right back up the middle. Taps second for one out. They go to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag, so unable to complete the double play. And we've seen that a few times in this ball game. Some real opportunities and some athletic throws at the shortstop position, but pulling guys off the bag has kind of been a bugaboo in this ball game. So it'll still be a runner at first. So Stevens gonna man that spot now, and I think the ball, I'm gonna say that went into the dugout. So he's gonna get an extra base. So Stevens now gonna be standing at second. So winning run is now in scoring position for Jesse Orford. Maryland's 22nd ranked player, 4th ranked catcher. EV's at 96.9 miles an hour. Opportunity here to play the hero with a runner in scoring position. Just strike one from Smith. And Smith pitching from the stretch anyway. You know, no issue with him having a runner on. This is his primary mode of delivery. Check swing, fouls it back. Count now 0-2. Missed to make it 1-2. Runner taken off. Stevens going to third. And he goes on. You think he would have learned his lesson when he got caught stealing second base, because he went flying across third. But luckily for J.A. Stevens, they didn't throw to third, because he is quite literally turned our base pass into a slip and slide twice in this ball game, and now he's actually going to have to go back and do it again. But should he attempt to take third now, I have a feeling he's going to stop a little bit earlier. Counts 1-2 here to Orford. Smith searching for his second strikeout. Does not get it on that pitch. Count now 2-2. Right down the middle, strike number 2 for Smith. Couldn't ask for a better location. Right down the pike. That leaves Maryland down to their last out. Last hope is going to be Marcus Blackman from Southern Maryland Christian. 6th ranked player in the state. He's got J.A. Stevens standing at second base. 2 outs in the inning. Strike 1 from Smith. Our game of the day yesterday, or late last night into the wee hours of Friday, where it was a 9-9 tie. Pops that one up. We are trending towards that same finality in this one. Canada, Maryland, 3-3 ball game where we do have a runner at second. 0-2 count here to Blackman. Smith looking for back-to-back strikeouts to finish off the tie. Comes the 0-2. We get it a little bit later as batter steps out. Smith Steps away from the rubber. Here we go. Misses inside, now 1-2. Blackman with EVs to 100 miles an hour, bat speed of 71.8. That low setup. Blackman drills that down the third base side, foul. Dark clouds starting to pull over the field here, so we need to get this one over with before we have any more interruptions. Next pitch will be number 40 from Smith. Got a 1-2 count against Blackman. Pops him up. Smith going to make the run outside of our camera shot, but that is going to be the end of the game. Canada, Maryland tied up 3-3 as we watch the guys go out for the post-game handshake here. And I'm not going to say this is not my fault that we've had two game of the days that have both resulted in ties. We go 9-9 for Ohio and Michigan last night, and now it's a 3-3 tie for Canada and Maryland. Some impressive performances at the plate, specifically from Jake Anderson from Canada. He doubles and triples in this game. Mikey Batiste goes 105.5 EV for a double off the wall. And meanwhile there on the Maryland side, they had J.A. Stevens with 2 hits in this ball game. Also drove in a run and had a walk. The big strikeout leader in this one was on the Maryland side. Saw Ashton Taylor, the lefty, racking up 3 Ks. So a tie ball game. Maryland and Canada finish this thing off at 3-3. We'll take a break in studio. We'll come back and put a bow on this one from LakePoint Sports.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports.
Everett, Neela!
Well, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
There's nothing more important for your organization than the look and functionality of where your team spends most of their time. Here at Netting Pros and Stadionic, we create iconic facilities that exceed industry standards and become the headline of your organization. We've worked with dozens of the top leagues, collegiate programs, and professional baseball organizations.
We are here at Clemson University to build our second baseball field on a football field.
And having that partner with Netting Pros to be able to look at that and say, how can we make this happen that can be great for fans, great for the experience, and they nailed it.
We have customized solutions for whatever your needs may be to help every aspect of your project, bringing facilities to life.
You got to make sure that we're having the top premier product. We want the best for our guys.
Without great partnerships and collaboration with Netting Pros, we wouldn't be able to pull this off.
We're confident that your venue will stand above the rest and your vision for the future will be made into a reality.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports. Well, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
At First Form, we help real people earn real long-term results. It doesn't matter if you're working out at home, you just started in the gym, or you're competing in the largest arenas around the world. Our full line of nutritional supplements are second to none and designed to fuel your journey every step of the way. With our industry-leading 110% money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Visit firstform.com today and let us help you reach your goals.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports.
Everett, Neela!
Well, you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
The success of every athlete depends on their instincts and split-second decision-making skills. S2 Cognition delivers the leading digital evaluation that is scientifically validated to measure these cognitive abilities that have been unquantifiable until now. The S2 eval is designed to analyze how athletes see, think, and react to in-game split-second decisions. So how does S2 work? The S2 eval is a 30 to 45-minute sports-specific digital evaluation that measures an athlete's cognitive skills and instincts. The eval is uniquely designed for each sport to capture the split-second decisions made in the game. The S2 score report is automatically generated after the eval, with data that provides a complete picture of the athlete's cognitive skills. These results will unlock opportunities for athletes, coaches, athletic directors, scouts, and general managers. It's time to know your game so that you can build to win.
Congratulations, Mom and Dad. Your life now revolves around sports.
Everett, Nila!
But you wouldn't trade it for anything. Welcome to Sporthood. DSG, only at Dick's.
Backed by over 100 years of engine design and manufacturing and a highly skilled dealer network. Yanmar. Yanmar Tractors. Quality. Hardworking. Reliability. Leave no job unfinished. Yanmar. Visit us at www.yanmartractor.com or see your local dealer for details.
This is our brand. It's chips. Subs, of course. Soda. This. That. Sweets. Smiling faces. Green. More green. Ice cream. But first, veggies. How about a meal for one? Or hummus is fun. Time for cleanup? Done. All this goodness. Your life, your brand. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Welcome back. Cory McCartney with you. 3-3 tie for Maryland and Canada in our game of the day from the second day of gameplay from the 2026 Future Games. We'll be back with you tomorrow. We've got Indiana and Missouri. That one is scheduled for 11:30 a.m. We'll wrap it up Sunday with coverage of the Junior Feature Games Championship. So appreciate Hunter Elmore, the top-ranked player in Alabama, stopping by. Brandon Hall, a Mid-Atlantic scouting director, stopping by. I had so much fun in studio with those guys, and we'll have so much more for you tomorrow. So make sure you can go back and find any of our past games of the day, any of our coverage across the Future Games as available for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube. And of course, if you want to see any of the other game action from the Future Games, you can find that on Aware TV and Pixelot coming together for LakePoint Live. So make sure you check that out. So until tomorrow in our coverage of Indiana, Missouri, for producer Maddie Bullock, I'm Cory McCartney. For now, we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.